Just shoes in the desert, just bones in the sand. They were daughters, they were...
The West Mesa Killer, a true crime story that defiled FBI investigation for many decades. Till now, America is still asking, who killed the 11 women? For years, the desert wind whispered across the West Mesa of Albuquerque, New Mexico, whispered of things buried, of voices silenced, of truths no one was ready to hear. Beneath the cracked earth and endless horizon, 11 women and one unborn child lay hidden waiting. Their stories had turned to dust. Their names had vanished into the night. No one knew they were there. No one until a dog named Ruca tugged her owner toward a discovery that would shatter an entire city and ignite one of the most chilling unsolved serial murder cases in American history. This is the West Mesa Murders, a case that reveals how evil can hide in plain sight, how a community can lose its most vulnerable women, and how justice can remain buried as deeply as the victims themselves. I'm Mr. Vanny. Welcome to our channel, Crime Chronicle 1. February 2nd, 2009. The morning was quiet. Too quiet, perhaps, for what was coming. Christine Ross walked the dirt path of the West Mesa, as she had many times before. Her dog, Ruca, ran slightly ahead, nose buried in the scent of the desert brush. The sky was a pale blue, stretching endlessly over the land that locals had always considered impunist, unimportant. But that morning, Ruca froze. Christine watched as the dog pawed aggressively at something half buried beneath the earth. At first, she shrugged it off as a piece of debris or animal remains common in the area, but something about it felt wrong. Too smooth, too pale, too large. She crouched down. The wind lifted a thin sheet of sand, just enough for her to see it clearly. A bone. Long, solid, human. Her heart pounded. Her breath caught. Ruca, come. Her voice trembled not from fear, but from the chilling certainty forming inside her mind. Christine snapped a photo with her phone, sent it to a friend who worked in medicine, and waited. The friend's reply was swift. That's a human femur. Call the police. Nah. She felt the ground tilt beneath her. What she didn't know was that this single bone would uncover a graveyard. A secret, a nightmare. Within hours, detectives, forensic teams, and crime scene investigators began converging on the site. Helicopters circled overhead. The West Mesa was no longer silent, it was alive with dread. Christine Ross had just opened the door to one of America's darkest mysteries. As the first excavation crews arrived, the truth surfaced quickly and brutally. More bones, another set, and then another. Within days, the desert revealed its horrors. 11 women, one unborn child, all buried in shallow graves. The oldest remains had been there nearly a decade. Some were so decomposed they could only be identified through DNA. Others still clung to scraps of clothing, the last fragments of lives violently stolen. The ground told its story in silence, grave after grave, victim after victim. The investigators soon realized they were not simply dealing with disappearances or isolated killings. Someone had hunted these women. Someone had returned again and again to the same killing field, confident that no one would ever find the bodies. This was the work of a serial killer, a patient one, a methodical one, a predator who knew the land and knew his victims. The lost women. The victims were eventually identified, each name a reminder of how their voices had been silenced. Number 1. Jamie Barella, 15 years. Number 2. Monica Candelaria, 22 years. Number 3. Victoria Chavez, 26 years. Number 4. Virginia Cloven, 24 years. Number 5. Selania Edwards, 15 years. Number 6. Cinnamon Elks, 32 years. Number 7. Doreen Marquez, 24 years. Number 8. Julie Nito, 24 years. Number 9. Veronica Romero, 28 years. Number 10. Evelyn Salazar, 27 years. Number 11. Michelle Valdez, 22 with 4 months pregnancy. Each woman had vanished between 2001 and 2006, almost all from Albuquerque's most vulnerable neighborhoods. Many were Hispanic. 10 of the 11 were involved in sex work, a reality that often left them unprotected and, tragically, unnoticed when they disappeared. But not forgotten, not by their families, not by those who searched tirelessly for answers while their daughters, sisters, and mothers lay buried in the desert dust. And not by 2 teenagers, Jamie Barella and her cousin, Evelyn Salazar, were last seen walking together before vanishing into the night. Jamie was only 15, a child caught in a nightmare she never saw coming. Their families reported them missing, but for years nothing happened. No leads, no suspects, no bodies, until the desert finally spoke. ACITY's dark secret. As the investigation deepened, a horrifying pattern emerged. Between 2001 and 2006, over 20 women from Albuquerque mysteriously disappeared. Most were connected to drug struggles or sex work. Many came from marginalized communities rarely given priority in police investigations. And then, the disappearances stopped, abruptly. As if someone had moved away, or died, or been arrested. The police combed through missing persons reports, tracing timelines, habits, last known locations. The pattern was undeniable. Someone had been hunting women. Someone who knew their vulnerabilities. Someone who knew the streets. Someone who blended in perfectly. But who? Suspects were enlisted following the investigation. Number 1. Joseph Blee, the mid-school rapist. Joseph Blee was already a name known to law enforcement. A convicted rapist, he had stalked teenage girls for years, sometimes even entering middle schools to watch them. When investigators searched his home, they found jewelry, many pieces believed to belong to missing women. His ex-wife claimed he frequently visited the very areas where several of the victims once walked. But nothing tied him directly to the West Mesa graves. No DNA, no physical evidence, only shadows and suspicions. And suspicions aren't enough to convict a killer. Number 2. Lorenzo Montoya. If evil wears a face, its features are sometimes disturbingly ordinary. Lorenzo lived less than 3 miles from the burial site. He had a history of violence toward women, especially sex workers. Police reports painted him as volatile, aggressive and dangerous. Then came the most chilling detail. In 2006, the very year the disappearances abruptly stopped, Lorenzo was killed. Shot by a man who discovered Lorenzo attempting to dispose of the body of a strangled woman. After Lorenzo's death, the killings ceased. Coincidence, or the end of a serial killer's reign? Investigators leaned in, skeptical yet unable to dismiss the timeline. But again, no evidence linked him conclusively to the West Mesa victims. Lorenzo died before he could ever be questioned, and with him, perhaps, died the truth. 8 women still missing. As detectives dug deeper, they uncovered a haunting list: 8 more missing women who disappeared during the same era, from the same neighborhoods, under eerily similar circumstances. Their bodies have never been found. Their families still wait, still hope, still fear the worst. The land of the West Mesa stretches far, and not all secrets rise to the surface. Investigating the West Mesa murders was like trying to piece together a puzzle where most of the pieces had been blown away by time, weather and decay. The bones were scattered, some carried by animals, others shattered by erosion. Clothing was sun-bleached and unrecognizable. There were no signs of weapons, no ligatures, no method of murder visible after so many years. Forensics teams worked day and night, reconstructing skeletons, analyzing soil samples, using ground-penetrating radar to search for additional graves. Every tooth, every bone fragment, every hair strand became a clue. But all the clues pointed to the same conclusion. Someone had been killing without fear of being caught. Someone who knew the desert. Someone who chose victims unlikely to be immediately missed. Someone patient and cruel. Yet there were no fingerprints, no DNA trails leading back to a murderer. It was a ghost story written in bone. As the names of the victims were released, grief tore through Albuquerque's marginalized communities. Mothers who had been dismissed for years were finally told what had happened to their daughters. Families who had been labeled overreactive were given horrific confirmation. There were vigils, candlelight gatherings, altars built in memory of the lost. But grief soon turned to rage. How had 11 women gone missing, many from the same area, without a full investigation? Why had their disappearances been brushed off as lifestyle choices? Why did it take a decade and a dog walker to uncover the truth? These questions echoed across news stations, town halls, and protests. The community wanted answers. The families wanted justice. But justice remained elusive. Theories that hung over the years, investigators and true crime analysts have floated theories, each one darker than the last. Theory 1, a single serial killer, the most accepted theory. One man, one method, one dump site. The abrupt end of the killings in 2006 aligns eerily with Lorenzo's death, but there is no conclusive physical evidence. Theory 2, more than one killer. Some believe multiple predators used the area over time, but the burial pattern suggests otherwise: similar depths, similar positioning, similar timeframes. Theory 3: a trafficking operation gone violent. The victims' backgrounds make this plausible. But organized traffickers typically hide bodies differently, and not all the missing women had connections to trafficking rings. Theory 4: a killer still alive. Perhaps he moved. Perhaps he changed methods. Perhaps he's still out there, living quietly, watching, waiting. The thought chills every investigator who has touched the case. The reward in the waiting. A $100,000 reward now stands for information that leads to an arrest and conviction. Tips still trickle in. Detectives still chase leads. Families still pray for closure, but the case remains unsolved. The desert holds its secrets tightly. The killer, if alive, stays silent. The West Mesa continues to whisper, but no one has yet deciphered its final message. The legacy of the women. These women were not faceless, not forgotten, not lost in the shadows of society. They were daughters, sisters, mothers, friends, dreamers. They fought battles most people will never understand. They walked roads filled with struggle, survival, and hope. Their lives mattered. And even now, years after they were taken, their stories continue to echo across the country, reminding us of a painful truth. Evil often preys where the world refuses to look. The unspoken question, some nights, when the sun has fallen and the desert wind carries its long, lonely song, people swear they feel something stirring along the West Mesa. A presence, a memory, a story trying to resurface. 11 women and an unborn child lie in graves they never chose. 8 more remain missing. A killer remains unidentified, and the world is left with the question, will the West Mesa murders ever be solved? Or will the truth remain buried forever beneath the shifting sands of New Mexico? Thank you for watching. If this crime story moved you, if you believe these women deserve answers, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop your theories, your questions, and your insights in the comments. Together, we keep their memories alive in the search for truth alive. What do you think happened on the West Mesa? Was the killer someone the police already looked at? Could it be Lorenzo? Or someone hiding in plain sight even now?
No faces for the monster, just a shadow on the case. But your faces fill our candles, every vigil, every place. West Mesa, we remember every missing, every